Hey, what is going on, guys? Today I'm going to describe the lives of two very different people. The first focuses exclusively on consumption and seeking immediate pleasure. The things they look forward to the most are the releases of movies, TV shows and video games for them to consume, and they base their entire identity around which of those things they like the most. The work they do is based around following the rules that were set up by other people. They don't really contribute much of anything new to the world, and throughout their lives, the environment around them is pretty much the same as it would have been if they weren't around. The second person is focused on refining their own ideas about the best way to live their life. When they look at other people's creations, they're looking for inspiration and ideas that they can remix and refine to clarify their own vision and improve their own creations. Their identity is also self-created, and throughout their lives they work on expressing that identity by changing the world around them. When given the choice between these two ways of life, we'd all choose to be the second person and be a creator instead of just a consumer. But unfortunately, it's easier than ever to fall into the trap of just consuming all the time. Because everything from entertainment to shopping is now so immediately accessible that avoiding it requires an active effort. And even more significant of a problem is the fact that consuming all the time is what most other people are doing. Only a small proportion of people will ever try to create anything, which means that even making an attempt will set yourself apart from most of the population, but doing so will require you to go against a very powerful herd mentality. Exclusively consuming results in a person who spends their entire life responding to other people's ideas and desires instead of deciding anything for themselves. Living this way is not making the most of the unique strength of being human, which is adapting our environment to suit us instead of the other way around. Passively taking in ideas leaves people reacting to their environment instead of influencing it. Living this way is ultimately meaningless because it never leads to you discovering what is uniquely meaningful to you, and no amount of consumption can ever match the feeling of creating something great. When you create things, you can have an actual impact. The world belongs to people who make things because those are the people who create the environment that everyone else lives in. One person writes a book and thousands of people read it. One person starts a business and thousands of people buy from it. One person takes a photograph and thousands share it online. And even if you think you have no idea what kind of impact you'd like to have on the world, the process of creating things will help you work that out too. Your greatest ideas come from your subconscious mind, and each time you try to create something, you venture down into your subconscious in order to find those ideas and bring them back up to the surface. And you'll find that important information about who you are and what you really want will be brought to the surface with them. Because the core of who you really are is down there in the depths of your subconscious waiting to be discovered. And the process of creating anything at all is also the process of creating yourself by discovering it. This is actually the most important benefit of creation, and it's something that people who only consume will be totally missing out on. Sometimes people will think that they're just not a creative person, but research done by analysing the difference in creative ability between sets of identical twins has determined that only 22% of the variance in creative ability is down to genetics. And you're not likely to have creative ability that's much better or worse innately than anyone else. When people believe that they're not creative, it's usually because they believe they have to come up with original ideas out of nowhere, as though the right approach is to wait around doing nothing until they're suddenly struck with a burst of inspiration. But no idea is ever formed in this way. In fact, every idea is formed by someone seeing a new connection or relationship between things that they've already seen before. This means the first step of creating something is to gather together ideas you like that have the potential to be combined in a new way. Like imagining how a type of character in one story would fare in a completely different setting. Or taking game mechanics from one video game and mixing them with a completely different one. You should look for both specific material directly related to the thing you want to create, while at the same time learning broadly so you can take inspiration from a variety of different areas. The best book about this aspect of creation is called Steal Like an Artist. On the topic of finding inspiration, the author says this: think about your favourite work and your creative heroes. What did they miss? What didn't they make? What could have been made better? If they were still alive, what would they be making today? If all your favourite makers got together and collaborated, what would they make with you leading the crew? Go make that stuff. Once you have some well-loved, inspiring materials in hand, and a vague idea of how you'd like to combine them, it's time to begin a two-phase process of mining your subconscious for your own unique insights by alternating periods of intense work with periods of rest and relaxation. During the first phase, you actively work over the materials in your mind. Spend anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour thinking of how you can combine different ideas together. Then you step away from the problem for some serious rest and relaxation, which excites and energizes you. This could be getting some exercise, or going for a nature walk, or cooking, or rapidly pacing through different rooms in your house. At some point, but only after you've stopped thinking about it, your idea will come back to you with a flash of insight and renewed energy. You should immediately write these ideas down either on a notepad, in the Notes app of your phone, or with a quick voice recording. Keeping track of ideas this way means you'll always have them ready when it's time to repeat the cycle. This method works so well because during periods of intense work, questions are fed to your unconscious mind, setting it to work on a problem, while rest and relaxation relieves that conscious tension, allowing ideas to travel freely from the unconscious to the conscious mind. And this feeling of being in contact with your subconscious will bring you benefits far beyond the immediate thing you're working on. Over time, you'll start to notice patterns in your ideas, which reveal things about what matters to you and what's worth working on and worth caring about. This will change the way you interact with the world around you, because when you have goals outside of other people that come from within, you'll develop a special type of confidence and resilience to the events going on around you that leaves you able to maintain your own solid frame of mind in circumstances that would make others crumble. Since the process is the goal, it's completely fine to create very small things initially. So write down ideas in your phone when they spring to mind. Think about how a film or video game you like could be improved or combined with something else to make something new. Sketch images from your mind on a scrap of paper and become a creator. In his fantastic book Mastery, Robert Greene said, "Engaged in the creative process, we feel more alive than ever because we are making something and not simply consuming, masters of the small reality we create." Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already subscribed yet, then get on that to see more inspiring videos in the future. Have a great day.